Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of rare American coins as we explore the top 3 most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare George Washington $quarter coins ever discovered. Some of these old quarters may look dirty, worn, and ordinary, but hidden among them are incredible treasures worth thousands of dollars to collectors. From rare minting eras to historic low-production coins, these legendary Washington quarters have shocked the coin-collecting world with their unbelievable value. Make sure you watch until the end, because one of these rare quarters could still be hiding in everyday pocket change right now. Let's get started. First up in the 1968 George Washington $quarter is one of the most fascinating coins in American history, especially when discovered today in an old, dirty, and heavily circulated condition. At first glance, many people may ignore this coin because of its worn appearance, faded silver-like tone, or dark surface caused by decades of use. However, experienced collectors understand that dirty old coins often carry powerful historical stories and sometimes surprising value hidden beneath years of circulation. The 1968 quarter was produced during a major turning point in United States coinage history, shortly after the government removed silver from circulating quarters in 1965. Because of this dramatic change, many Americans carefully examined coins from the late 1960s, searching for unusual errors, rare mint marks, and valuable transitional pieces. A dirty 1968 Washington quarter found in pocket change, old jars, or forgotten collections can sometimes become a highly collectible coin worth far more than 25 cents, especially if it contains rare minting characteristics or exceptional historical preservation. One of the most important facts about the 1968 Washington quarter is that it was among the earliest quarters struck after the United States Mint switched to copper-nickel clad composition instead of 90% silver. This change completely transformed American coin production and caused strong public reactions across the country. Many people at the time hoarded older silver quarters while spending the newer clad coins, believing the older coins would eventually become valuable. The 1968 quarter, therefore, represents the beginning of a completely new era in U.S. coinage. Coins from this period are especially interesting because they reveal how Americans adapted to economic changes and metal shortages during the 1960s. Even dirty examples with scratches, discoloration, and heavy wear can still attract collectors who appreciate coins connected to major moments in American financial history. Every stain, mark, and worn edge on a circulated 1968 quarter tells a story about decades of use in stores, restaurants, vending machines, and everyday American life. The design of the 1968 George Washington quarter remains one of the most recognizable coin designs ever created in the United States. The front of the coin features the famous portrait of President George Washington, originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Washington's serious expression symbolizes strength, leadership, and the foundation of the American nation. On the reverse side, the powerful American eagle stands proudly with outstretched wings above a bundle of arrows and olive branches, representing both military strength and peace. Although millions of these quarters were produced, certain dirty or damaged coins can still become valuable if they contain striking errors, doubled lettering, off-center designs, or unusual die varieties. Many collectors actually enjoy finding coins in rough condition because they appear more mysterious and authentic, as though they survived decades of American history untouched by modern collectors. Some enthusiasts believe old circulated coins carry far more personality than shiny modern mint state examples. One reason the 1968 Washington quarter has become increasingly popular online is because social media and YouTube channels frequently showcase stories of ordinary people discovering valuable coins in everyday places. Viral videos about rare quarters worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars have inspired millions of Americans to search through old jars, family collections, and inherited coin boxes. Dirty 1968 quarters are especially exciting because they often look ordinary while secretly containing rare details that only experts notice. Certain 1968 S-proof quarters, for example, can sell for impressive amounts if they remain in excellent condition or contain rare minting mistakes. Even standard Philadelphia and Denver mint quarters can attract attention if they display unusual features like die cracks, clipped planchets, or dramatic minting errors. As a result, collectors constantly inspect old Washington quarters under magnification, hoping to uncover hidden treasures overlooked for decades. Another fascinating aspect of the 1968 quarter is the historical environment surrounding its production. America during the late 1960s was experiencing dramatic social, political, and economic changes. The Vietnam War, civil rights movements, technological advancements, and cultural transformations all shaped daily American life during this period. Coins minted in 1968 silently witnessed this turbulent era while passing through countless hands across the nation. A dirty quarter from that year may have traveled through major American cities, military bases, historic protests, family businesses, or small-town diners. Collectors often feel emotionally connected to coins because each piece acts like a miniature historical artifact carrying memories from another generation. This emotional connection significantly increases the popularity of vintage American coins, especially older circulated examples that appear genuinely aged and heavily used. Collectors also pay close attention to mint marks when examining 1968 Washington quarters. Beginning in 1968, mint marks returned to U.S. coins after being temporarily removed earlier in the decade. Quarters from Denver carry the D mint mark, while proof coins produced in San Francisco display the S mint mark. Some collectors specifically search for coins with stronger strikes, unusual surface textures, or rare proof-like appearances. Dirty coins sometimes hide important details beneath layers of oxidation and grime, making the discovery process even more exciting. In rare situations, cleaning a coin improperly can actually reduce its collector value, which is why serious numismatists usually recommend leaving old coins in their natural condition. A naturally aged 1968 quarter with authentic dirt, tunning, and circulation, where can appear far more attractive to experienced collectors than an aggressively cleaned example with unnatural brightness. The market value of a 1968 George Washington quarter depends heavily on condition, rarity, and minting characteristics. Most heavily circulated dirty examples remain worth only face value or slightly more, but rare era coins or exceptionally preserved specimens can command much higher prices. Certain proof quarters, graded by professional coin companies, have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions. Coins with dramatic minting errors are particularly desirable because they are unique pieces created accidentally during the minting process. Collectors enjoy owning these unusual mistakes because no two-era coins are exactly alike. Viral coin hunting videos often exaggerate values to attract viewers, but genuine rare examples absolutely exist and continue to surprise collectors around the world. This possibility of discovering hidden value is what makes searching through old quarters so thrilling for both beginners and experienced numismatists. Today, the 1968 Washington quarter remains one of the most collected vintage American coins because it combines history, affordability, mystery, and the excitement of treasure hunting. In the end, the old and dirty 1968 George Washington quarter dollar represents far more than just spare change. It symbolizes an important chapter in American history, a transformation in coin production, and the enduring fascination people have with hidden treasures from the past. Whether discovered in a forgotten drawer, an antique shop, or everyday pocket change, this vintage quarter continues to capture the imagination of collectors across the United States. Its historical importance, iconic design, potential rarity, and mysterious appearance make it one of the most talked-about American coins online today. For millions of coin enthusiasts, the thrill of examining a worn 1968 quarter under bright light, searching for rare details and hidden value, remains an unforgettable experience that keeps the passion for coin collecting alive generation after generation. Next up in the George Washington quarter dollar 1965 is one of the most talked about American coins among collectors because it marked a major turning point in United States coin history. Before 1965, Washington quarters were made from 90% silver, but rising silver prices forced the U.S. Mint to change the composition to a copper-nickel-clad design. That makes the 1965 quarter historically important because it was the very first year of the new clad quarters. Many people ignored these coins for decades because they seemed common, but today collectors search through old jars, dusty boxes, and inherited collections, hoping to find rare 1965 varieties worth surprising amounts of money. Even dirty and heavily circulated examples attract attention online because some rare minting errors from 1965 can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and uniqueness. The portrait of George Washington on the front was designed by John Flanagan, and despite years of wear on many surviving coins, the strong image of America's first president still makes this quarter instantly recognizable around the world. During 1965, the United States Mint was under enormous pressure because America faced a serious coin shortage. Millions of people were hoarding silver coins, believing the older coins would eventually become valuable due to their silver content. As a result, the government rushed production of the new clad quarters to keep coins circulating in daily commerce. The Mint removed mint marks entirely from coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage collectors from hoarding specific locations. Because of this, every genuine 1965 Washington quarter appears without a mint mark, which confuses many new collectors today. Even though billions were produced, not all 1965 quarters are equal. Certain pieces struck with unusual dies, doubled lettering, off-center designs, or transitional metal errors became highly desirable collector items. Some rare examples were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964, creating coins that appear almost identical to ordinary quarters but contain silver and weigh differently. These rare transitional error coins are among the most valuable Washington quarters ever discovered from the 1960s era. Collectors especially love dirty old coins because heavy circulation often tells a story about the coin's journey through American history. A worn 1965 quarter may have passed through thousands of hands during important moments of the 20th century, from the Vietnam War era to the rise of modern America. Many dirty coins develop dark tunning, unique discoloration, or aged textures that give them a dramatic antique appearance. Although cleaning a coin might seem tempting, experienced collectors strongly advise against it because harsh cleaning can permanently damage the surface and lower the coin's value. Natural dirt and tunning are often preferred over artificial shine. Some of the most expensive auction sales involved coins with completely original surfaces untouched for decades. Collectors use magnifying glasses to inspect details such as Washington's hair, the eagle feathers on the reverse, rim quality, and lettering sharpness. Even tiny differences can dramatically affect price. A heavily worn coin may only be worth face value, while a rare mint error hidden within a dirty surface could transform the same quarter into a collector's treasure. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1965 Washington quarter is the possibility of discovering rare mint errors. Error coins create excitement because they are accidental pieces that escape the mint during production. Examples include doubled dies where letters appear doubled, clipped planchets where part of the coin is missing, broad strikes without a defined rim, and dramatic off-center strikes where the design shifts away from the middle. Some collectors spend years searching rolls of quarters, hoping to find one valuable error hidden among ordinary coins. The rarest known 1965 quarters include silver transitional errors that accidentally used leftover silver blanks intended for earlier quarters. These coins can sell for thousands of dollars at auction because they combine historical significance with extreme rarity. Experts verify such coins through professional grading companies that authenticate metal composition and condition. Viral videos about rare quarters often show ordinary-looking dirty coins later revealed to be worth astonishing amounts, which is why the 1965 quarter continues attracting worldwide attention from both beginners and experienced numismatists. Condition plays an enormous role in determining the value of any Washington quarter from 1965. Coins are graded on a scale ranging from poor to mint state, and even slight differences in wear can produce huge price changes. A heavily scratched or damaged quarter may only be worth 25 cents, while an uncirculated example with sharp detail and original luster can command significantly higher prices. Coins certified in high mint state grades by professional services are especially valuable because very few survive decades without entering circulation. The production process in 1965 was rushed due to demand. So many coins left the mint with weak strikes or surface marks. Finding a sharply struck coin with brilliant surfaces is much harder than most people realize. Collectors often search bank rolls and estate collections, hoping to discover untouched examples forgotten for decades. Some rare high-grade 1965 quarters have sold for thousands of dollars because of their exceptional preservation and scarcity in top condition. The reverse side of the 1965 Washington quarter features a majestic eagle with spread wings perched on a bundle of arrows surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing military strength and peace. This iconic design remained on quarters for many decades before the state quarter program changed the reverse designs in 1999. Many collectors feel nostalgic about the classic eagle reverse because it represents traditional American coinage before modern commemorative designs became common. On dirty circulated examples, the eagle feathers often become smooth from years of handling, while the lettering around the rim may fade partially away. Some coins also develop dramatic rainbow toning due to long-term environmental exposure. These natural colors can make even common quarters visually stunning. Vintage American coins with strong eye appeal often gain popularity on social media because viewers are fascinated by the idea that an ordinary-looking coin from pocket change could hold hidden value or historical importance. The history behind George Washington appearing on the quarter is equally fascinating. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It replaced the standing Liberty quarter and quickly became one of America's most recognizable coins. By 1965, the design had already been circulating for more than 3 decades, making it deeply familiar to the American public. During that era, quarters were essential for vending machines, public telephones, laundromats, and transportation. Because of this heavy use, most surviving 1965 quarters became worn and dirty over time. Yet collectors today see beauty in those signs of age because they connect the coin to real American history. Holding a circulated 1965 quarter feels like holding a small piece of the past, one that may have traveled through countless cities, businesses, and generations before ending up in a modern collection. Many people become interested in rare coins after hearing stories of ordinary pocket change selling for incredible prices. The 1965 Washington quarter became especially famous online because several rare examples were discovered unexpectedly in circulation. Some collectors found valuable pieces inside old piggy banks, inherited coin jars, flea markets, or forgotten family collections. Viral coin videos often encourage viewers to check every quarter carefully because even common-looking coins might contain hidden errors or unusual characteristics. Weight testing is one important method used to identify possible silver transitional errors. Standard clad quarters weigh approximately 5.67 grams, while silver versions weigh about 6.25 grams. This tiny difference can reveal whether a seemingly normal dirty quarter is actually a rare and valuable mint mistake. Collectors also examine edge coloration because clad quarters show a visible copper stripe along the edge, while silver quarters appear uniformly silver-colored. These small details separate ordinary coins from extraordinary discoveries. Next up in the 1966 Washington quarter is one of the most fascinating coins from the transitional era of American currency, and even today collectors across the United States continue searching through pocket change hopping to discover a rare hidden example. Introduced during a period of major economic change, The 1966 George Washington quarter was struck just after the United States Mint removed silver from circulating quarters because rising silver prices were causing Americans to hoard coins. Although millions of these quarters were produced, certain rare versions, unusual minting errors, and exceptionally preserved examples have sold for impressive amounts at auction. What makes dirty and heavily circulated examples even more interesting is that many valuable coins remain unnoticed because owners assume worn coins have no value. In reality, some collectors actively search for naturally aged and original dirty coins because cleaning can destroy a coin's historical surface and reduce its collector appeal. The 1966 quarter represents a dramatic turning point in U.S. coinage history, making it more than just ordinary pocket change. It is a surviving piece of America's economic transformation during the 1960s. When examining the design of the George Washington quarter dollar from 1966, collectors immediately notice the iconic portrait of George Washington facing left on the front side of the coin. The design was originally created by sculptor John Flanagan and first appeared in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. On the reverse side stands the famous American eagle with spread wings perched proudly on a bundle of arrows surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing both military strength and peace. By 1966, however, the composition of the coin had changed dramatically. Earlier quarters contained 90% silver, but the 1966 issue was made from a copper-nickel-clad composition layered around a pure copper center. This change was highly controversial at the time because Americans believed the government was reducing the intrinsic value of money. Today, that transition gives the 1966 quarter historical significance because it marks the beginning of modern clad coinage in everyday American circulation. One of the biggest reasons the 1966 Washington quarter attracts attention online is the possibility of rare mint errors and unusual varieties that can turn an ordinary-looking coin into an expensive collectible. Some examples feature doubled lettering, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or missing clad layers. These minting mistakes occurred during the fast-paced production era of the mid-1960s, when the mint was under enormous pressure to produce enough coins for circulation. Error coins from 1966 have sold for hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars, depending on their rarity and condition. Even coins that appear extremely dirty or damaged can contain valuable mint errors hidden beneath decades of wear. Coin hunters often use magnifying glasses and bright lights to inspect old quarters because a tiny detail, such as doubling in the word liberty or an unusual edge color, can dramatically increase the value. Stories of collectors discovering rare 1966 quarters in jars, flea markets, and old piggy banks continue to fuel excitement across social media and YouTube. Another fascinating detail about the 1966 quarter is that no mint marks were used that year. Normally, American coins display small letters identifying where they were produced, such as D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But from 1965 through 1967, the United States Mint intentionally removed mint marks from circulating coins in an effort to discourage collectors from hoarding new issues during the nationwide coin shortage. This unusual decision created a unique chapter in U.S. numismatic history. Because all 1966 quarters lack mint marks, collectors cannot identify where the coin was struck simply by looking at it. That mystery adds additional intrigue for enthusiasts. It also means counterfeiters sometimes alter other coins to imitate rare varieties, so authenticating valuable pieces becomes extremely important. Many experts recommend never cleaning an old quarter because original surfaces, even dark, dirty, or tarnished ones, can help professional graders determine authenticity and originality. The value of a dirty 1966 Washington quarter can vary enormously depending on condition, rarity, and collector demand. Most circulated examples remain worth only face value or slightly above it, but high-grade uncirculated examples certified by professional grading services have sold for surprisingly high prices. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are extremely rare because most 1966 quarters entered circulation immediately and suffered heavy wear over decades of use. Some pristine examples with strong luster and sharp details have sold for several $1,000s at major auctions. Meanwhile, rare mint-era versions can exceed those prices even in lower grades. Interestingly, many viral coin videos feature dirty coins because they create suspense and realism. Viewers love the idea that a hidden treasure might still exist in everyday change. This emotional connection keeps the 1966 quarter popular among beginner collectors, treasure hunters, and YouTube audiences alike. During the mid-1960s, the United States was undergoing enormous political and economic change, and the George Washington quarter became a silent witness to American history. These coins circulated during the height of the Cold War, the Vietnam War era, and major social movements transforming the country. Millions of Americans carried these quarters in their pockets while paying for gasoline, groceries, movie tickets, and public transportation. Because quarters were heavily used in vending machines and laundromats, most surviving examples show heavy wear today. Every scratch and layer of dirt tells a story of decades spent traveling through countless hands across the nation. Collectors often appreciate worn coins because they reflect real history rather than remaining untouched in vaults. A dirty 1966 quarter may not look beautiful at first glance, but its weathered appearance can symbolize a genuine connection to America's past. One reason collectors remain obsessed with older Washington quarters is the possibility of transitional mint mistakes involving leftover silver planchets. Although regular 1966 quarters were supposed to be clad coins, experts believe a tiny number may have accidentally been struck on silver blanks left over from earlier years. If authenticated, such coins can become extraordinarily valuable because they represent major minting accidents. The easiest way to check is often by weight and edge color. A standard clad quarter shows a visible copper stripe along the edge, while a silver example appears solid silver all around. Coin dealers and grading companies use precise scales and professional testing equipment to confirm authenticity. This possibility of discovering a rare silver transitional error keeps collectors constantly examining old 1966 quarters, especially dirty coins that may have remained unnoticed for decades inside drawers and jars. In recent years, social media platforms and YouTube channels have transformed the 1966 Washington quarter into an online sensation. Videos featuring rare dirty coins worth thousands regularly attract millions of views because viewers enjoy the thrill of hidden treasure discoveries. Some creators dramatize the search process by showing extreme close-ups of worn quarters under bright lights while discussing auction records and rare mint errors. This trend has introduced a new generation to coin collecting and increased public interest in everyday American currency. Although not every 1966 quarter is valuable, the excitement surrounding rare examples encourages people to learn about history, minting technology, and numismatics. The combination of historical importance, mystery, and potential profit makes these quarters ideal subjects for viral videos and engaging storytelling. Ultimately, the 1966 George Washington quarter is far more than an old dirty coin. It represents a turning point in American monetary history and continues to fascinate collectors around the world. Whether discovered in a family coin jar, hidden inside a forgotten drawer, or found in pocket change, each surviving quarter carries decades of American history within its worn surfaces. Some are ordinary, while others may contain rare errors or exceptional preservation capable of bringing astonishing auction prices.